see how quickly we can get this going. It says sending. Sending. Streaming. Streaming. Let me just double check. Hi, if you guys are seeing me for the first time, welcome to my studio. My name is Kat. I am owner of KatsCreationsNMore. Tonight, we are doing Wreath on a Budget, which is for those of you looking for designs with lower price points as far as materials, but still not sacrificing the quality. Let me just make sure that we are live in all the right places. Okay, I'm seeing live on YouTube. It just takes a little bit for everything to map over and refresh all the screens from when they are there. It looks like we are live in all the places. Let me go ahead and enable chat so I can see all of you. Hi, everyone. So, hi, Pam, welcome. Hi, Georgiana, welcome. Elizabeth, Lenore, Kim, Allison. Allison said she is new. Where are you from? Is this your first time joining my live? Hi, Linda, welcome. So, super excited to bring you this design. So, you can get the sign. The sign is probably the most expensive thing. But you can do it with any size sign. So this is from Craft Outlet. It is a 12-inch or 11.75 if you want to get technical. Metal sign. So this does really well outside. However, the materials that we are using for this design are not made for outside. They're made to be put under a protected covering, a patio, a porch, in between a storm door. Anything that will protect that from any weather that would be wet, ice, snow, rain. So this is, it's going to be thin enough that you can put it on a storm door, depending upon how you fluff. And I'll give you all the tips. We are using a 14-inch wreath frame, which we are going to modify a bit. The supplies that you will need will be white chunky yarn, whatever embellishments you want, whatever ribbon you want to accessorize this with. We're doing red, white, and black because I'm going for more winter, although you can still put him up for Christmas or perfect mountain cabin decor, like right over the mantle or wherever you would like to place him. Zip ties, a pipe cleaner, I think that's it. So it's really low materials, and for me, I had all this stuff. I just needed to find a sign that would be suitable and then trying to coordinate what kind of ribbons I wanted to put in here. So before we get started, if you want to save a copy of this tutorial and you are on YouTube, click the save button. If you were on Facebook, you need to click the arrow. So they took away all the labels and now we're just dealing with icons. So the little curved arrow is your share button. That will do a quick copy paste from my page on Facebook to your page on Facebook. Just make sure you download it. If you think that just by transferring it over to your Facebook page, you're going to be good, Facebook deletes all video content within 30 days. So make sure you download that to your computer and make sure you label the file so that it doesn't just stay in that temporary download place. So you have it handy. If you want to get notified when I go live and you're on YouTube, subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you guys join my YouTube channel. You can find all my live content. You can find all my past recorded content. 2 different tabs. Live is under the live video tab if you want to see anything I've done live. And if you want to see just recorded content video, that's just going to be under the regular video tab. I'm hoping that YouTube will take that under suggestion and just put videos under video. Everything else is simplified. So I'm hoping that works. So if you go to my page and you're like, well, she hasn't posted anything for a long time, go over to the live tab. That's where all the lives are, Tuesdays and Thursdays for you guys. Let's see. Content you guys will need. You are from Wisconsin. I have seen your videos, but this is the first time seeing you live. Well, welcome, Ellison, and welcome from Wisconsin. website is posted into the chat. It's KatsCreationsNMore.com. If you want my bow recipe, if you want to join my exclusive private groups called Made for More, you can do that there. There's also a bunch of free tutorials that you can get that help you with things like how to clean a grapevine or how to wire a 14-inch wire wreath frame. Just simple stuff like that. Also, if you want to purchase any of the items that I make, that will be your low cost point. If you visit my Etsy store, it's higher because Etsy charges us seller fees a really high percentage. So shop the website. I'm going to go ahead and pivot you down. We're going to go ahead and get started. It shouldn't take too long. So, like I said, 12-inch sign. And if you take a look at the 14-inch, we're not much shy from, running out of space here. So what we are going to do is we are going to remove, did I remove the inside or the outside? I removed the inside one. I was like, did I move inside or outside? We're going to take out the innermost ring here so that it does not impact our design. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to release the inner ring. So super simple. You're just going to cut it at the weld. So just right here, there's one. There's two. There's three. There's a total of 6. 4. Trying to get that in there. There's 5. This is the last one. Needed 2 hands to release that. Okay, so now what we've done is removed the center ring. You can save it or you can toss it. I tossed mine so that it gives us more field space so we can see the sign through our design. So that is our first step. And you don't have to worry about the edges because we're going to cover those. So need to know that. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. She said, great private group. Kat teaches you all you need to know about selling, making, everything. Everything under the sun. Okay, so you're going to need chunky yarn. So I'm going to start with the white. Like, I want to say this is like, it's the fattest chunky yarn. And it's funny because when you go and you look up chunky yarn, some of the yarn is really thin. You want the kind that's a little bit on the fat side. It's almost an inch thick. That's the kind you want. This is Hobby Lobby, who has their yarn on sale at 30% off. So this is a great project for you to tackle. The first thing I'm going to do is the coordinating ribbon I have picked for this is a red, white, and black plaid. Kind of like a buffalo plaid. We've got some pine branches with red berries. This is from Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby for the berries as well. So those are the color palette for our sign. So you can see we're going kind of winter looking because he's black, red, and white. So that is the color palette we're sticking with. So I'm going to take these, set these aside for later. We're going to use the 1.5 inch ribbon. You can go all the way down to 7/8 of an inch, or that would be the lowest. So 1.5 inches is probably going to be the biggest because it's going to take up a lot of real estate. So we're going to start right here on our weld, and we are just going to lay in some glue, and we're going to attach our 1.5 inch ribbon here. This is going to be our start spot. So just right in here. Make sure that's all set. And then it's going to be a series. This is pretty much a no glue method all the way around. Just the starting point. You don't even have to glue it there if you want. And I am going to start with my yarn, and I'm going to glue it to the back. In the past, you guys have seen me just tie it on. It doesn't need to be glued on, but we will make it look super neat. Okay. And that'll be the starting point. And the very first thing you want to do is you want to wrap this yarn twice. So it's going to be a series of 2s and 4s. So we're going to wrap it twice, and then you're going to pull your ribbon back. And then I want you to wrap it 4 times. And if you just have a bunch of yarn scraps like I do from a bunch of different projects, and you're like, well, it's just not all continuous, no worries, use it anyway. It's a perfect project to get everything used up on. And now we're going to pull the ribbon back, and we're going to go over our ribbon 2 times. So there's once, twice, and we want them really snug. We don't want to see our frame. We just want to see the nice little ribbon popping through. We're going to pull that back. Oops. Needed to be. Yep. I needed to be on this side because I went over it twice. Pulling it back, 4-time wrap. I've even shown this to a 7-year-old who made a wreath for her mom, just doing this method. I would just give her little scraps of yarn. I would tell her, okay, count to 4. She would count to 4. And then I'd be like, all right, what do we do? And she's like, we got to move the ribbon. And I was like, right. And we need to move and cover it 2 times. So it does a little peekaboo look all the way through. Pull it back. And now we're going to wrap for 4. So 1, and don't wrap tight. We don't need to like cinch it on there. We want it chunky for a reason because it's nice and fluffy. This is also why it does not work for an outside decor, because obviously this would not do well if it got wet. So we're going to go over 2. Okay. And then we're going to pull it back. And the nice thing is you can make slight adjustments to your ribbon at any time. If you're going to go ahead and just like bend it slightly so that it stays more central on your frame, feel free to do that. It's a perfect way to hide that. You're not going to see it. So 4 wraps, just like that. And now we're going to wrap for 2. There's 1. And there's 2. And you can tell I am out of ribbon currently, or yarn, which is no big deal. Like I said, this is where we can simply secure our ends to here for our 4, and then I'm going to grab another little piece that I have put on a piece of cardboard. And we're going to do the same thing. Going to flip it over and tack it to the 3 frames with our start point. This way we don't have any big bulky knots. Okay. And now we're going to wrap for 4. So there's our 3rd. Here's our 4th. Okay. Go ahead and get everything situated. Go ahead and pull your ribbon out. We're wrapping for 2. Line it up. Make sure you're covering your frame. Don't bring your ribbon up too high either. We want to keep it like centrally located so we have a border on the top and a border on the bottom. We're going to pull it back. And now my yarn is coming off my cardboard. It's easier to hold it and wrap it when it's all in a nice little bundle. So there's 1, 2, 3, going over 4. Pull your ribbon back. It's just a matter of back and forth, 2s and 4s. As long as you can count to 4, you can pretty much do this. That's why I said it's a great project for kids to do. It's a good project. Like if you had kids in school or daycare, it's a really great project because they can make something for home that isn't macaroni and a soup can. So slide those back down. We've got our 4. Pull this back. Wrap twice. We're going to go ahead and pull that back. Wrap 4 more times. So you can see why we don't need to worry about the ends of our frame, because it's getting covered by a really thick chenille yarn. Wrapping for 2. Hi, Ravina. There's our second. Okay, pull it back. Wrap for 4. See how easy this is? And you can do this with any color yarn. You could do, I mean, it would be great to do a Grinch wreath with. You can go pick up your sign and go ahead and do something super cute. It's a great gift for, you know, all the holiday Christmas parties that are rolling around. Wrapping for 4, 2, 3, 4. Pull our ribbon back. Wrap for 2. Pull it back one more time. Wrap for 4. I'm hoping this little scrap will make it all the way. It may not. We'll see. I don't think so. That's okay. I have a bigger bundle, so I was trying to see if these 2 would suffice, but I don't think so. We're going to pull this back. Let's see. We'll try. 1, 2, 3, 4. We might be able to do it. We're going to pull this back. Remember, we wrap for 2. And this is where I'm actually going to cut my ribbon because I don't want to like really interrupt the pattern too abruptly. So I'm going to go a little thicker because I'm going to tuck that under. So I'm just going to go right underneath my frame here. Just like this. Remember where we started our piece? And we're just going to wrap. And right in here, I'm going to go ahead and glue. And look at that. We were able to finish perfectly. Now I know this one looks a little fat, so the pattern's abruptly broken, but we can go ahead and we can put our bow here just because that's just slightly off, but it's not like horribly, you know, broken there. So I like to just tuck it in. And look, the back looks amazing. It's completely covered. You don't see that ribbon. And so people think that you wove the ribbon through the entire design. That is the base. Okay. Now what we need to do is attach our sign. You have an option. You could attach it to the front. It looks super cute that way. It's entirely up to you. This sign does come with 2 holes. And if we line it up pretty perfectly, we can get those to blend in really well. Or you can go under, which means we go underneath on the back side. We just want to make sure that we can see the Let It Snow snowman. I like that look because it gives us a complete frame all the way through. And again, because like I said, it does come with a hole included, we are going to use our zip ties. So I'm just using 2 6-inch zip ties. And I found that if we flip it over, knowing where we're going to start and where we're going to end, I want to get this down here. Let's do the bottom. Bottom first, top first. I'm always most picky about the top, so it's going to go right in here. So what I want to do, because we know where our frame is we just want to push our zip tie through with the little head on the back. We're gonna flip our sign over. Okay, we are going to, I needed to go this way. Right, yes. It took me a couple tries. I'm like, what am I trying to do? Yes, go through here. Go through here. And what I want to do is go around and then down. Okay. Oop. Without losing my head. So we're going around and down through. So this is going to get zip tied to the back, but I want to go kind of light because I want to be able to make whatever adjustment I need to make sure that my Let It Snow is visible and not impacted. Because if I zipped it right where it would want to go, it would end up something like this. So I want it to say the Let It Snow a little bit more. So this is where. Now we're going to do the same thing on the back side. Same theory. We're going through. I'll lift this up so you can see. I am trying to just move. This is also where I glued it to the frame. So here's my frame. I'm going to flip it backwards. Remember, we're going to attach it from the front side. So we're going to go through the hole on the front, flipping it over. I'm going to go ahead and secure it. And now we're going to make slight little adjustments. So if I hold this right here, I want to go ahead and tighten that so that I can drop this down to where I want it to be. And now I want to zip tie that there. Ta-da! There we go. There is our snowman. He's all set. He's all ready. So, like I said, couple things to embellish him and elevate him a little higher. Like I said, it's an easy design. We're going to put a bow on him. We're going to give him a nice bow down here at the bottom. This is where we're coming in with our pine branch, our winter berries, and our black and white plaid. And we're just going to make a super simple bow. I'm going to use my bow dabber, and since we're using 2.5-inch ribbon, you don't have to, you can use all 1.5 inches. The first thing I want to do is dovetail, which is bring our wired edges together. I don't know why I always move my scissors way out of the way. You're going to cut from the fold to the wired point. Just super simple like that. Simple dovetail. Now, depending upon how far you want your bow to hang down, just go ahead and make your tail length. I'm feeling that that's pretty good. I don't want it over the top bow. So I'm going to go ahead and measure that out. It's basically like 8 inches. So I'm going to go for 9. So I'm going to gather at 9. I'm going to twist. Place that right on the inside, and I'm only going, let's see, probably 4.5. I'm going to look. Usually I can gauge pretty well by looking. We'll do 5. We'll do 5, 4.5, and then 4. So we're just going to do a simple 2-loop bow. So because our bow dabber has that crease, I can take that and line that up on the 10-inch line and stretch out my ribbon so that it ends at 5 inches. And then I'm going to flip that over. Still on there. Right at 9 inches. We're going to dovetail the ends together, cut from the fold to the wired point. Okay, just like that. Like I said, this is from Hobby Lobby. I think it was this year's ribbon. Trying to find my pin. There we go. So we can pin that. Otherwise it has a tendency of wanting to unspool. Now we're going to add in our buffalo plaid. Same thing. I'm going to dovetail the end. And this time we're going to do 8.5 inches. And twist. Place that right in the center. Go over. Twist. Place that right down inside. Bring it back to your 10-inch line. And now make sure you're at 4.5 inches. Once you're at 4.5, go ahead and switch it, measure other side, and then back out to 8.5 and dovetail the end. Yeah, Urbina, can you tell? It is raining here. It had not rained for 5 days, which is odd, considering that November for us is supposed to be the rainiest month in Washington. We have 5 days straight of no rain. And so now it's raining again. And for those people who think all it does is rain, rain, rain in Washington, it does not. It reminds me an awful lot of Hawaii weather. Not that we get the humidity, but it rains and then it stops and it stays cloudy. And then it might rain a little bit later for about 30 minutes and then it stops. And then it'll rain towards the evening again. This next ribbon, we're making an 8-inch tail. And we're going to do 2 4-inch loops. So here's the first one. Lining it up. Verifying my width. Doing the same on the opposite side. Lining it up. Stretching it out. And then cutting this at 8 inches. And there we go there. Okay, so all 3 ribbons are in. We're actually going to fluff on our design because that makes it super simple. Now, before I do that, you might be asking yourself, it doesn't feel very Christmassy. What if, Kat, you would have done Swiss dot, like red with white dots? Like, wouldn't that have elevated and brought that out? So here's a quick way you can check, really quick, to make sure. Why did my, let me look, hang on a second. It looks like, did everything crash? Let me look, hold on. Nope, shows live there. Because my computer, I don't know what's going on with my computer. I was telling my husband, I think it's going to crash soon because it just doesn't like to stay up anymore. Okay, so if we wanted to check the design, if you have a whole bunch of little ribbon scraps, these are about 1.5 inches, 2 inches, just lay them over the top. This will give you a quick bird's eye view of what would that design have looked like if we would have done Swiss dot. And as you can tell, we'll use this one. This one's a little longer. As you can see, I like the buffalo plaid better than this. It feels a little too red, and I like it a little bit more with the darker. So that's just a little cheat that you can do, and you're like, ooh, maybe we could do it with a different color sign. So now I'm going to get a pipe cleaner and grab all the ribbons out of our bow dabra, and we're going to just drop that pipe cleaner right down inside. Couple quick twists. Put that away. And now, because we know where the frame is, because it's just yarn covering it, I'm going to first of all pull all my ribbons down, because it's going to be a bottom bow. So I'm going to pull all the tails down before we go ahead and add this right into our design. And I need to avoid hitting the ribbon. So I got to go on the other side. And I only need to do it top and bottom. Okay. I'm trying to get this to go through. It's like right where I glued it. So I'm going to go up, and then I'm going to go over to the other side. I might pull this one up. Matter of fact, I think I do. I was thinking I was going to put it at the very bottom, but I don't want it at the bottom. Let me get my skewer. Was hitting the bottom of my sign. Okay. And now we're going over to the other side. Trying to get it through. I know it's through. I'm just trying to hand it off to my fingers on the other side. It's going in between. Out of all the things that could happen, it's going in between the zip tie. Okay, I got it. There we go. Got it there. And grabbing the other side. For me, I probably should have put it on before the sign, because it just got stuck on my sign. Like when I was punching it through, it was just hitting the bottom part of my sign. So now I'm just going to fluff. So I'm just going to fluff all the things, bring all the tails down and up. Do the same here. Oops. And there's our super cute snowman. Now we're going to embellish him just a little bit, because it's all about elevating it and taking it to the next level rather than just simply wrapping it in ribbon and chenille. There's a couple options. I'm going to be adding the little styrofoam balls that you can get at Dollar Tree. You can also find them at Hobby Lobby in their seasonal section, just the little round glitter balls. And they come in 2 different sizes, 3 actually. So it's like small, medium, and large. I'm using the medium size. So I'm going to be placing these in between every single one of my white spaces all the way around, just like this, just like that. So it's going to go right in between the 2. And we're going to go under. So we have it there and under right here. There's some fun ones. These are kind of, they don't show up really well, but they're called like crushed peppermint. It looks like crushed peppermint on a little ball. So I'm going to place glue and then just go ahead and stick that right in there. You can even glue to the back side and then go ahead and press that in. It just gives a really nice visual contrast on top of the white. It just takes it to a totally new level. So right there, I'm just moving them around. I already love the way that that looks. And there's no right and wrong way to do this. You can choose to do it a wide variety of ways. You can choose to put a more Christmassy pattern in between. I used what I had. I was very disciplined. I didn't go out and buy anything else. This is using what I had. Just like so. And then I'm going to go right underneath because I have this one under here. Look how fun that looks. I'm going to remove my glue threads. I've got one more right underneath. And I like to just kind of push them in so they kind of seat themselves inside that area. And now I'm going to take a big one with some glitter and I'm going to pop that. If you wanted to, you could put a couple of them so they look like little berries. See if we can find another glittery one. Let's do 3. Let's make it look like holly berries. So we glue the first one down and then we will add the others. So I picked the ones that have more along the lines of the little sequins there. So there's that. And that. Because he does have holly in his hat. And you could even put a sprig of holly right in the center if you wanted. And that is our design. This is our wreath on a budget. What do you guys think? I'm going to show you what it looks like on the door. This is a very low-cost design. It's a very lightweight design. It stores really easy. You just fold the ribbons flat. You have a couple of different hanging options because I don't cover the backs of my wreaths. I will finish off my pipe cleaners at the bottom, but let me go ahead and show it to you on the door. I'm going to pivot you up. Should always probably fair warn you that. Go ahead and pull it down. Okay. Take this one down. Place this over here. And then we're going to attach our snowman to the back of the door. So there we go. I'm dealing with the screw on the side, but look at how super simple that is. It's adorable. That could be inside. It could be outside. It could be in between a storm door. It can take you all the way from Christmas all the way through whenever you're going to change your wreath out at the end of winter, which is, what is that? End of January somewhere. Super cute. You could teach kids how to make that. You can teach your own kids how to design their own wreath to make gifts for their family and friends. What questions do you all have that I can answer for you? And of course now my chat. My chat's not working. What else is new? Oh, I can see it here. I can see it here. Well, I can see it on Facebook. I can't see it on YouTube, which is just wonderful. Let me go to YouTube and see if I can see your chat questions there. That's what happens when things go down, but they're still technically working.
To all senior ladies,
Okay. I don't want volume. There we go. Okay. So Linda says, this is so adorable and different. Love it. Georgiana says, that is so pretty. I can't wait to try it. Alicia says, sorry I'm late. I made it. The great thing is it's going to go to replay here in a second. So you can go ahead and watch that. Don't forget to hit the live tab to catch the live videos, which are on Tuesday and Thursday. If you wait and are just looking at the regular video content, all you're going to see is new videos that I like upload, like the quick tips or something that I want to share with you. But yes, I absolutely love him. He's super, super adorable. I love that color palette. And it works really great all the way through winter. Works great for those that have a buffalo plaid palette. So that is all I have for you. And I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. And don't forget, come back next week and join me Tuesdays at 4 p.m., which is 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, and also on Thursday.